One of the ways that we can win this is by having a badass, militant chapter leader who is leading the struggle in her school and will help us lead the struggle in all of our schools, for all of our members, for all of our retirees. So last but not least, please give it up for our candidate for president, Olivia Swisher.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome, and thank you for being here tonight. This is incredible to look at from this perspective. Ryan, you've been hogging it. So my name is Olivia Swisher, and I just want to say it this way, I'm just a middle school art teacher. That's what I do. I'm a teacher, and I'm a chapter leader, and some of my chapters here. Whoop, whoop. My delegate's here, a delegate who you see at my school is here, so thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for being here. I know for us who are at school today, coming on a Friday, after working, especially when many of our grades are due, it's challenging, and so I really appreciate everybody taking the time. I'm also so deeply appreciative to TDU and Labor Notes for this space. Let's give it up one more time for them. I 10 out of 10 recommend that you subscribe to Labor Notes. It's great, powerful reading of stories of regular workers like us transforming their workplaces. So I also want to bring us up with Labor Notes because earlier this week I had the privilege of talking to Danielle, who just spoke. Go Danielle. And Barbara Mataloni. Barbara is a leader in Labor Notes, and she's a labor mentor for many people, especially for educators. And I feel like called to share a line of questioning that Barbara used and brings to educators. And just to say, Barbara was an underdog race with her caucus, and they won Massachusetts Teachers Union leadership. So these line of questionings are a good line of questioning. The first question is, I want you to think about your work day, or if you're retired, your life, your day. And I want you to think about, in your mind, what brings you joy? Visualize it. Hold it. It feels good. We need joy right now. Now my next question, taking from Barbara, is what gets in the way of that joy? What's something in your workday that takes that joy? What gets in the way of it? Visualize it. Think about it. We all probably got it right here. And then think about, what do you need to get that joy back, to protect that joy? Does anyone want to share? What do you need?
New principal.
A new principal. Okay, very real. Thank you. Joseph?
Trusting us to teach.
Trusting us to teach. Okay. What else do you need? New leadership. Thank you. So glad you're here. Anything else?
Paperwork reduction.
Paperwork reduction. Anything else?
Less standardized testing.
100%. Less standardized testing. Anything else?
More counselors and social workers.
Anything else?
Time and support.
Anything else?
Less paperwork.
Anything else?
Time.
All of these things. These are the things, like, think about why we got into education. Think about it. It's about the joy, honestly. Like, when you're really seeing, you were just telling me earlier, thank you for sharing, this moment where, like, you're recognizing that your students are learning. That is, you're witnessing someone transform. And then you leave your door, you leave your classroom paradise, and you walk into the hallway and you're like, oh God, this. That happens a lot. And in my experience, I'm a Tier 6 member. In my experience, it's happening more since COVID, since 2020, to be honest. Our conditions have been deteriorating rapidly every year, and I see a lot of head nods. It's been tough, it's been challenging. But I ask those questions because those are the questions that we need to hold in our heart as organizers, and all of the things that were shared are solvable. We can solve those things. There's nothing unsolvable, especially when we work together. We thank you. Woo, girl. Especially when we work together. But a lot of us work in schools where we feel pretty isolated, where you feel almost ashamed to bring up that you're having an issue. Or you feel like you should have it, you should know it, you should just buck up. That is not good for you, it is not good for your coworkers, and it's certainly not good for your students. That is why it's integral to have powerful chapters at the school level. If we're powerful enough, if we feel like we can go to our coworkers to help solve problems, which is what a union is, then we will solve those problems. And guess who's impacted? Not just you, the people in your room, the students that you teach. And that is why we need powerful unions, and we need powerful union leadership. Right now, the model that we have in our union is top-down, and it's what we call service model unionism. It's an exchange, it's very transactional, which is so antithetical to the spirit of the labor movement with which we are a part of. And so Arise is really founded on this idea that every single one of us in this room has the power, and we only multiply that power when we work together to solve problems. And we don't need to follow any kind of, union bureaucratic playbook. We've solved a lot of problems at my school, not through grievances, not through operational complaints, through actual people power. That is possible. And I have to cite, actually, Labor Notes again. If you haven't done a secrets training, you should do a Secrets of a Successful Organizer training. It teaches you that everyone has what we need to solve our problems. And as was mentioned earlier, we have big problems. We have big problems in our school. We have big problems in our city. We have really big problems in our country right now. Big. And maybe we're feeling like, ugh, I cannot even leave the house right now. It is dark, it's not good, and it can feel isolating. That is the goal. The goal is to make us feel isolated. The goal is to keep us inactive. The goal is to keep us asleep and too scared to come out. But that is not what we can do right now. We have to come together, and that's really the vision for Arise. Think about the spirit. If you're Tier 1, raise your hand right here. If you're a Tier 1 member, now everyone cheer very loudly for us. Guys, this is pivotal. I mean, this is wild. I'm sitting here getting to hear from Michael and Bobby. These are the people who have helped build our union. They've also helped build the opposition movement, and we're in a room together? We're writing on a slate together? That is powerful. That's what we need. We need multi-generational, everybody coming together for people power. Some of the things that we want to do, just top 3 that come to mind right now, is let's think about what just happened yesterday. Exciting news, paras, they're introducing legislation for 10K. Cool. Except, it's not pensionable. And, yeah, exactly. And not all titles are getting it, right? There's a lot of caveats. It's an important move, but why are we even in that position? Many of us in this room were on the 2023 contract negotiations. Our union follows what's called pattern bargaining, which is basically a gentleman's agreement between all the other unions. They're like, hey, Sheila, are you gonna do 3%? Okay, we're gonna do 3%. We're all agreeing on 3%. And that's what we got. And that's how the paras got screwed. But what happened? Fixed fair pay ran, scared unity, let's be honest. And now they're backfooting it. But that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's the thing. Our union right now is always on the back foot. They're always responding. They're always reacting. We're living in a time where we need to be proactive. We know what the issues are. Everyone does. So we need to be proactive of how we are organizing and mobilizing and introducing different types of legislation to be proactive, to protect our schools, to protect our city, to protect workers. One of the things that we're running on is open contract bargaining. Yes. Woo! If you were on the 2023 contract negotiations, you had to sign an NDA. And yeah, boo! You had to sign an NDA. I couldn't even tell my own chapter. I mean, I did, but I technically wasn't supposed to tell my own chapter because I was breaking the law, breaking my agreement of what we were negotiating for. And I had to be like, well, we are negotiating for respect. We're negotiating for autonomy. And I don't even remember the other thing.
Time.
And time, a construct. That's what we were negotiating for, and that's all we were allowed to say. So then we're sitting there trying to mobilize people, and I have to say there are people in this room that are the reason why the union finally had contract action teams. That was a big step. But it was very hard to go and be like, y'all, everybody, come to this rally. We're gonna stand up for respect. And everyone's like, okay, Olivia, like, respect, cool, but like, we need help. I need money. Like, we need a real raise, and we need better conditions. It's not just about money. We needed more time, but like, we needed specifics on that. But the negotiations were closed. We have seen across the nation that when contract negotiations are open and everyone can witness them, people win big. So that's one thing we're going to fight for as a RISE. And we can easily do it. Yes. Second one, big one. Give me it sounds weird to do it, but give me a woo if you're teaching with a mandated curriculum right now. Woo. Maybe should have been a boo. Okay, boo. I'm a woo girl, sorry. Yes. We got a lot. I don't really know if people understand who are not, like if you're retired and you may have heard about mandated curriculums. We're talking about scripts. We're talking about extreme pacing calendars. We're talking about everybody taking assessments at the exact same time, and it's gotta be this and it's gotta be that. It's like this rote factory model of teaching and learning, and it's completely taking away our students' power and every educator in the room's power. And it's being weaponized. Curriculums are fine, but we are full human people, and our students are full human people. So we're fighting against, and we're gonna bring back professional autonomy, and we're gonna make sure that it's gone. We can't do it anymore. Lastly, beyond just our working conditions and our contract negotiations, we really have to think about healthcare. I mean, our retirees, thank you for fighting for us. Thank you. And maintaining our healthcare, because they were trying to sell us out. And if you were started after 2018, did anyone start after 2018? Yeah, you had that crappy year of health insurance. That was what they did. They were like, oh, we're gonna get the first year teachers, who, by the way, being a first year teacher is tough. And then on top of that, you've got the crappier healthcare. Not cool. But that's how they solved that. By literally impacting others. Own union members. But our retirees fought for us so that we would have the same healthcare benefits for when we retire. But we have to go further. We have to think about New York. We have to think about New Yorkers. Our students' access to healthcare. We can maintain our healthcare, we can protect our own healthcare while looking forward to the future and organizing for a single payer healthcare so that all of our students have what they need. It's possible. And I'm just going to close out by saying, everyone, I'm looking around this room, maybe we should take a deep breath in, exhale. We're at a pivotal moment where we have generations of educators in one room, and it's very powerful. And we in the opposition know it's not actually really about this election. It's about the next 50 years. I want to be Bobby and Michael, in 50 years, having these conversations. I hope things are better by then. But I want to say that we have a contract coming up. To me, that's more important than an election. Obviously, if we won an election, it would make things easier. But what we're building here, right now, in this room, is what we need to win a stronger contract the next contract round. So we're gonna fight like hell for this election, all of us. We're going to tell everyone we know about Arise. But it doesn't end in June. Win or lose. We keep going because we have to. Not just for us, but for our students. Thank you, and I hope that you vote for us.